Welcome to Evergreen High School for tonight's matchup between the Vikings and the Liberty Center Tigers.
For those of you at home wondering what's going on now, we're standing on the top of this press box. It's a real nice wind coming across the top. We're kind of betting on how coherent we're going to be by the end. It's not unbearable. It's a comfortable little breeze right now, but by later tonight, Dan, we're going to be two chilly guys. Our cameraman is very handsomely dressed in a camouflage outfit. He's almost invisible, and it's a pity we can't see him. And so as we scan the crowds, you also can see that they're bundled up and ready to go for some more Liberty Center football as we get ready for the kickoff here at Evergreen Stadium.
Mike, it seems more like the middle of October than the middle of September right now.
Those of you sitting at home in your living rooms nice and calm and making fun of our stutters and our shakes and our funny breathing sounds, be patient with us. I got a feeling, Dan, this is going to be a long evening.
Yes, it will. Two standouts we'd like to mention here for the Vikings are their running back, Andy Borton, who should be big for him tonight, and number 77, Kyle DeVilbus, who weighs in 6'10", 412 pounds.
You'll be seeing him on the screen from time to time. Not much of a kick there. The ball landing now on Evergreen's about 47-yard line as we start off this game between the Liberty Center Tigers and Evergreen Vikings. For those of you at home, you see we have a very nice pole in the middle of the screen, and thanks to the Liberty Center Athletic Boosters and the various crowds and fans of Liberty Center, we moved our pole so you no longer have to sit and watch. So pole right there just about exactly on the 50-yard line. So it's first down for Evergreen on their own about 47.
Brooks Miller is in at quarterback, and the ball carrier, we're not sure, but he was brought down by Casey Moeller. And the Vikings will pick up a first down. Garrett Damon, nephew of Liberty Center Mayor Max Fetterman, was a ball carrier there. Good for the Viking first down.
Our own mayor, Liberty Center's Max Fetterman, Dan?
That's what I've been told.
Well, I'm sure it's a very reliable source. Not very far on that one. So it'll be second down, 2nd and 10. Liberty Center's 40-yard line.
A whole host of Tigers were there to meet him. We're not sure who made the tackle. Perry was credited by the people here up in the booth.
Dan, how do they decide that? I mean, you get up and there's just a pile of white shirts. What do? They pick the last guy?
Yeah, usually. Because I know from when I played, sometimes we'd make a tackle and we'd get up and we'd wait to hear our name, and our name wouldn't get announced.
Just a little offsides there. Yeah, that's big Nick Miller. Got a little anxious to get in on the action, apparently. A little offsides. I always wonder when a big crowd gets up, probably the last one, it would be theoretically the one who made the tackle. I'd call that really offsides when you finally stop moving when you're in the backfield. So we got 2nd and 5 now. Whoa!
Damon was the ball carrier, brought down by Jesse Smith.
Nice hit by Jesse Smith. They're looking at it, deciding if they're going to measure or not. He says that's close enough. It's going to give Evergreen the first down on Liberty Center's 30-yard line.
This is kind of interesting, Mike, because in the first 2 games of the season, Liberty has given up a total of 56 yards rushing and 0 points.
And that's almost 30 yards right now. We have seen the whole season's rushing right here before our very eyes. So we got 1st and 10 and Liberty Center's 30. Gain of about 6 yards.
Kenzie Kern made the tackle there for the Tigers as Damon was the ball carrier.
So you think we're going to hear this Damon name a lot tonight?
That's the way it looks. He seems to be a very good back for him, and Andy Borton's a big back for him. And running could be their game tonight instead of passing as we've seen in the years past.
Well, this kind of wind, it'd be kind of difficult to put that in the air, or we may even catch it. Well, a whole bunch of people moved, but the refs say they didn't see anybody off the line. Looks like a first down. Real slow on the whistle.
Matt Cordes was the ball carrier, made the tackle.
Scott Keller from Evergreen was the ball carrier. Hypothermia is already setting in, Dan. We'll be a lot worse. People will be laughing back home in their nice warm living rooms with their cups of hot coffee. But we're bringing this to you as good as we can at NCTV Channel 5. 3rd and about 1. Damon again for the first down.
Brought down by, it looks like, Joel Meyer and Matt Cordes.
Is it just me, or am I seeing an awful lot of movement on that defensive line before that ball snapped?
There looked to be a movement also from the offensive line, so maybe the officials figured there was movement on both sides. It wasn't worth calling.
Maybe they're colder than we are. Or maybe neither one of us know what we're talking about. Well, we're back to the action now with 8 minutes, 56 seconds left on the clock. Number 30, whoever he is, carries the ball, doesn't get very far, so it'll make it about 2nd and 10. And if anybody happens to see the clock during this game, we're going to have a little clock problem, apparently, because the 1 at the 10-minute mark, the 1 apparently stays on all the time. So according to the scoreboard right now, there's 18 minutes, 35 seconds left in the game, in the first quarter, which even my feeble knowledge of football knows that's not right.
Well, Mike, it seems there's been a lot of rushing here, and Liberty might give up their first touchdown of the season right now.
That was you, Dan, that said that, not me. Gain of about 5 by number 30. You'll have to look him up and see who he is. Scott Keller there carrying the ball for Evergreen. Tackle by Lance Kern.
Well, Mike, what I said before, maybe the defense was thinking this is going to be an easy game. They've limited their opponents in rushing and figured Evergreen was not going to be much of a challenge, and now they are finally so in a tough position.
Even our... Oh, no, he doesn't hold on to it. The ball kind of rolls around. Incomplete for poor number 9 there, so the defense got a little break on that one. Even our trusted cameraman, the man in camouflage, noted that there's an awful lot of holes opening up there on that defensive line for the Tigers, and perhaps they're just caught a little off guard on this chilly evening.
Zeiter broke up the pass there for the Tigers, and that was very good by Mr. Zeiter because that could have been a passing touchdown.
So we got 4th down, about 6 yards to go. Ball's on Liberty Center's about 14-yard line. That looked like the same play again. Broken up by Jesse Smith this time, so that makes it 1st and 10 for Liberty Center, and hopefully we can carry this ball in the opposite direction.
Well, Tiger defense rose to the occasion. Maybe they heard what I said and got a little angry about it and decided to take things into their own hands. And now the offense take over, and that stat of 0 points for the defense stays intact.
It's been pretty impressive so far. So we're 1st and 10, way back in there at around the 14-yard line for Liberty Center. And Jurassic stepping up into position. And we'll see what the offense can do. Uh-oh. Not very much on the first play. It looks like a little fumble. Jurassic's managed to pick it up. Okay.
Offensive starters for the Tigers at center, number 71, Charlie Kruger. At guards, number 50, Jason Fry. Number 77, Chad Beeman. At tackles, number 59, Greg Vorwerk, and number 60, Nick Miller. At ends, number 10, Casey Moeller, number 82, Andy Silvis. At fullback, Matt Cordes, number 32. At the halfback, number 33, Sam Smith. And at the wingback, number 5, Lance Kern.
Game about 5 yards on that play. They're yelling fumble, Evergreen's ball, and it's true. The people up here were yelling Evergreen had the ball, and we said, no, there's no way, but that's what the ref says. This game's turned around, and Evergreen is once again on the offensive end.
Well, Mike, Liberty has already taken one timeout, and I thought maybe Coach Winger got his guys settled down there after the big 4th down stand, but they still look a little shaky as things are getting started here in the first quarter.
First and 10 on Liberty Center's 16-yard line. Little bobble on that snap. 27, Mr. Damon with the ball. Not a big gain on that, maybe a yard, making 2nd and 9.
Brought down by Andy Silvis and Matt Cordes.
So we're at 2nd and 9 on about the 15-yard line of Liberty Center's end of the field. A little nerve-wracking. Number 30 came up through that right tackle side and had a hole pretty large from our angle.
That was Scott Keller, the ball carrier, brought down by, I think Kern.
We'll give that to Mr. Lance Kern. Well, the refs finally see a little offsides. I once again see an awful lot of motion going on there, and the refs seem to miss it. Okay, against Evergreen on that, so the ball's going to march backwards a little while.
Well, actually, the Evergreen line has been moving a lot, and Liberty's been receiving the brunt of the penalties, and finally the referees see it the other way.
3rd down, 6. Looks, according to the announcer down below me, it looks more like 7 to me, but who am I to quibble? The ball is on Liberty Center's about 13-yard line. The other announcer says 12-yard line. Big pitch out. Oh my. Makes it to about the 5, maybe the 6. Kind of depends on how they place it.
Atkinson and Perry on the tackles for the Tigers.
Defense is still holding them there. And for those of you who are not familiar with what's going on here, this will be the first time this season anybody has scored against this Liberty Center defense. So here we are, 1st and goal. Liberty Center's 5.5-yard line. Loss in the play, Mr. Damon. Tackle by Cordes and
Silvis.
Oh, cameraman says Miller was on that tackle also, so we'll give it to all 3 of them. A little loss on the play, making 2nd and about 7.
The defense is going to have to tighten up here if they want to keep their stat of 0 points for the opponents.
Can I assume that was Jesse Miller we were talking about on the tackle? Nick Miller, excuse me. I was grabbing for Miller's. He's way over there on the right side. Inside the 5-yard line, making now 3rd and about 4.
Brooks Miller, the ball carrier for the Vikings, brought down by Nick Miller of Liberty Center.
I should have recognized Nick from up here. Still a tense moment. You can even feel the tension from the Liberty Center crowd all the way across to the other side of the field. That ball has never been that close to scoring. Third and about 4 to the goal line. No.
Casey Muller saved the day for the Tiger defense as there was a little option play by the Vikings. They're going into the bag of tricks early tonight to try and make the first score on the Tiger defense of the season.
Once again, this old guy who doesn't know that much about the game still sees an awful lot of motion on that Evergreen side. Not that we're complaining or anything. We're right above the Evergreen Stadium, by the way, if you haven't figured out where we are from your camera angle. They're getting pretty whipped up down here. Okay, 4th and goal. This is it. He passes to number 90 and apparently thought 90 was about 4 foot taller than that. So Liberty Center once again takes the ball at first down and 10, way back in on the Liberty Center 4-yard line.
They're on their own 4, but the most important thing there, they kept the stat at 0 points for the opponent, and that was a great job by the defense to rise to the occasion.
That is impressive. That defensive line can keep up a defense when you only have 4 yards to play with to cross over that line. So we're 1st and 10 for the Tigers on their own 4-yard line. Let's see what they come up with. No, the refs are not happy about something. Ooh, offsides on Liberty Center. When you've only got 4 yards to play with, doesn't that make it half the distance?
Yes, it does. That was Greg Vorwerk for the Tigers on the offsides.
Oh, Greg. Well, one good thing is you didn't lose that many yards. Now, Dan, I wasn't paying attention. What do we got? 2 minutes, 38 seconds in this first quarter?
That is correct, Mike.
Well, it says 12 minutes, 38 for those of you who think he's an idiot. It's hard to tell here. We are on about the 2-yard line, ladies and gentlemen. Pass is intended for Casey Moeller.
The Vikings almost had an interception there. Thankfully, though, he couldn't hold on to the ball because the little extra wind blew the ball out of the defender's hands.
Number 9, Tony Bolger almost had that. He probably saw his name in the paper before he had the ball in his hand and let her go. So we got 2nd and 11 or 12, still on that rather sweaty 2-yard line for Liberty Center. Little game to play, making by Cordes up to about the 7-yard line. Little breathing room. That was Matt Cordes with the ball, making 3rd and 6.
2:09 left to play here in the first, and neither team has scored. And it's not unusual for Liberty not to score in the first period. Sometimes they need a little bit of time to get warmed up.
And even though Evergreen didn't score, they got pretty close. Cordes with the ball again. Nice hit. Kind of a late hit there from this guy's eyes. Those of you with the video, play that back. That was a little late. And we're waiting to see where they're going to spot it. They're not just yet. They're going to measure it, so we'll just stand by.
It looks close to a first down there. Liberty's bringing in their punting crew just in case.
Once again, funding for this program is sponsored by the Liberty Center Athletic Boosters and the family of Bob and Julie Shaddy, along with their proud son, Rob, who's a freshman in the football team this year. If you're interested in helping fund NCTV Channel 5 that'll bring you these games, just contact Bob and Julie Shaddy about donating some money. And also Terry, Mary Lou, and Lou Ann Bowers have been proud contributors to this little program. As rough as it may be, we still give you what's going on here at Liberty Center Schools and also Liberty Center Football here on NCTV Channel 5, Napoleon Community Television. Well, we've got a timeout in the action. Evergreen Band tries to kick in. We don't know if you can hear it or not, but trust me, you're probably better off. Get to hear Liberty Center's band later on. Hopefully their lips will be warmed up. And as we pan the stands, once again, you can tell some people dress for it, and some people think that this is the old summer weather. Well, it's chilly up here. I can only imagine it's chilly down there, too.
Well, it's chilly up here, Mike, because we're not doing anything. But down there on the field, this is usually ideal weather, about 50 to 60 degrees, maybe a little bit cooler, and a nice little wind. That's usually how they like it down there. That way you're not getting too hot and you're not getting too cold.
And speaking of wind, if you're not familiar with the Evergreen Stadium, there's like nothing around us here. Those little bitty trees over there aren't going to do much good. So if that ball ever does get high in the air, you never know quite where it's going to go. So what do we got? We got 4th down and just about a foot to go for the first quarterback sneak. Kind of a sneaky little snap there.
Joe Jurassic's the ball carrier. And some of the Viking fans here thought that there was some illegal procedure, but the officials didn't see it that way, and it's going to be a first down for the Tigers.
It's perfectly legal, isn't it? Basically, you snap the ball, and if they hold on to it, if your line's still standing there, oh well.
Yeah. Well, basically there you don't use any vocal count. The quarterback will touch the center on the back, and the center will bring the ball up, and nobody hears his count.
Sam Smith with the ball. A little bit of a gain, and anything would be appreciated. Making it 2nd down and about 8 on the Liberty Center 17-yard line. Just had an announcement somebody's lights are on. Like that's going to do any of you folks at home any good. But okay, 2nd and 8 on Liberty Center 17.
Little pitch by the Tigers. Sam Smith, I believe, is the ball carrier.
I couldn't tell. He's off to the sides. Is that Sam again?
And we couldn't see who the tackler was because big number 77 there blocked things out.
He does kind of eclipse him a little bit.
And we have an official timeout. We have a Tiger down over on the visiting sideline.
I think we should give credit. Somebody get my spotters here and see if we can find out who's playing across from big number 77. See who's getting the workout with this guy tonight. And we're arguing about who's got it, and we'll come up with a number for you and a name in a little bit.
The player that was down over there on the Tiger sideline was just tying his shoe. There was no injury.
Sam Smith with the ball carry there. A little face mask there. A little chiropractic treatment for his neck. Sam's saying a few things, hopefully politely, about having his neck pulled a little bit. Did we get this worked out and who's across from 77? We seem to have some disagreements. Now, I'm sure there's somebody at home right now that knows exactly who it is. Chad Beeman is the winner going up. Liberty's smallest man, supposedly. Number 77, Chad Beeman.
At the end of 1, Liberty Center 0, Evergreen 0. However, the clock says there's 1 minute to play.
That 1 minute that stays on there is actually in the tens column. It'll stay on there quite a while. Got a chance to talk to Tim Spees tonight, and he says, oh, he isn't worried about Chad at all. Chad can handle big 77, no sweat. Chad's quick and strong, and big number 77 from Evergreen he's big, and again, so's a rock. They don't move very fast. First and 10 for Liberty Center. We've had a quarter change. As you can tell, we're going in the opposite direction. Pitch out to Cordes. There was a hit there hard enough by we're not sure by who. We could hear all the way up here. Gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, that hit was a very hard one. And number 60, but we don't have a name for him right now, so we'll call him number 60.
Number 60 works for me, but just a minute here in the wind. We see number 60 is Ben Taylor. We're going to assume that Cordes did most of the hitting and Taylor was just in the way. So we're 2nd and 6. And there goes Mr. Cordes for a little bitty jog down the road. That's a happy sight. Matt Cordes in for the touchdown. How many yards is that, Dan? It's 70?
75-yard touchdown run by Mr. Matt Cordes.
That'll warm up the Liberty Center fans a little bit, take a little pressure off.
Yeah, having some points on the board definitely takes a little bit of pressure off the defense, but I'm sure that Coach Spees and the all the defensive players want to keep their rushing and passing stats low and the score at 0.
I missed that on the screen. I assume our cameraman got a nice pan of that. That was pretty nice view from our point. They're all over the place for the conversion. You never know where they're going to go. I believe that's Seth Agason, number 2, that catches the ball for the Tigers, making 2 more points. I couldn't keep track myself who had the ball for a while.
The center, Casey Moeller, made the pass back there. If you didn't see the action, Moeller flipped it to Smith, who handed off to Jurasic, who handed off to Moeller, who passed it back to Atkinson in the back of the end zone.
I can't tell you, Dan, how happy I am to have you up here. The man knows his football and he can watch it. Me, it's all a blur. So with the score now of 8 for Liberty Center and 0 for Evergreen, with what do we got? 11 minutes, 19 seconds still in the game. Things are looking a lot better here or that much time left in the first half. Things are looking a lot better here for the Liberty Center Tigers. That's 11 minutes, 19 seconds. There it is in the first half. And that 1 there in that 10s column, that stays apparently. And I don't know what that little dash is. We were talking about that earlier, some little hyphen of some sort. They made an announcement earlier in the game. So here we go. Jurasic's kicking off from the 40. Oh, it caught that wind. Brought down by several Liberty Center Tigers. Jesse Smith and Chris Baum coming up for the tackles. So the ball is going to be on Evergreen's 35-yard line, making, of course, 1st and 10 for Evergreen. Well, they couldn't help but miss that. About half the Evergreen line went across, and the other half, unfortunately, part of that was holding the ball. Just kind of sat there and waited. They're looking and nodding. They're saying, no, we don't think so. Again. So they'll march them back 5 more yards. You know, the nice thing about being on this side there, Dan, is we get to see our own fans over here. We can every now and then see the whole audience and how they're bundled up watching the game.
Well, we're bundled up here too, but it seems a little bit windier up here than it does down on the field.
We would find the names even quicker for Evergreen if we wouldn't have to hold on to things so hard.
Damon was the ball carrier, brought down by number 60, Nick Miller.
2nd down, looks like at least 11 yards to go. It's a long 12, looks like 2nd and 11 to me, but. Oh, to 9, he was wide open, making it 1st down. Tackle by Zeider. Glad they got him, making it 1st and 10 on Evergreen's about 46-yard line.
Zeider's played very impressive throughout the first 3 games here. And the thing that's amazing to me and probably most of the fans is the fact that he's only a sophomore.
I keep forgetting that. He's watching him play here, even with my limited knowledge. I am impressed how he handles himself. That 2-point conversion is Seth Axon. Seth's a sophomore also, I understand. They're part of that freshman team that everybody keeps hearing about from last year. I know they're sophomores now coming up, but they were freshmen last year. That's what I mean. From what I understand, that group of gentlemen has been undefeated so far for quite some time. Something they're quite proud of, and well, they should be. So where are we now? I dozed off. We're 2nd and 10.
Yeah, 2nd and 10. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe they've been undefeated all through junior high and their freshman year.
Incredible. 30 with the ball again. Nice catch by Ryan Zeider. Got a handful of jersey. A couple people were screaming face mask down below us. I don't know. They play that back in slow-mo. I think that was a jersey he had his hand on.
Lance Kern also helped out on the play.
So we're third down, about 3 yards to go for the first. Little bobble there by the quarterback. They unfortunately got the first down, according to the fans here below us. Kenzie Kern and Jesse Smith on the tackles. We don't agree with the press guy. I've noticed that a couple times now. We're not agreeing with that. We think our spotters are better here on NCTV. So we'll go what we see. Eight minutes, 41 seconds left in the second quarter. Regardless, the clock saying 18 minutes, 41 seconds. First and 10 for the Vikings on the 45, Liberty Center. And an interception by Mr. Seth Atkinson there on the 35. Dan?
Evergreen tried a really good play action pass, however, it was unsuccessful for them as Atkinson made the interception.
He looked a little panicked there, the quarterback, and kind of pitched that baby real fast, and there was Seth standing there to pick it up.
Well, it looked like he had some space, and then the pocket started to collapse on him, and he had to get rid of the ball.
So Liberty Center now has the ball, first and 10 on about the 34-yard line, and we'll see if we can take it in the other direction. Oh, a little rush there by the linebackers. Slight gain on the play.
Cordes was the ball carrier for the Tigers there. Got about 1 or 2 yards out of the play.
Making second down and 8 yards. Jesse Smith?
No, Sam Smith.
Oh, Sam Smith. Sorry, Sam's still on the road there. Nice gain down to Evergreen's about 44-yard line. Sam Smith, excuse me.
That was a great pulling action by the guard and tackle, and the end sealed the linebacker, and away they went.
Once again, the line makes everything happen. We still have 7 minutes, 40 seconds left in the second quarter. Dan, I've noticed Big 77, they put him in different positions. He's on the right tackle side, then he's in the center, and now he's back on the right tackle again. Not much of a gain on that. Green all over him. Sam Smith again, the ball carrier.
Number 90, I believe, made the tackle for the Vikings.
We'll just refer to them as numbers instead of looking them up. There's too much wind up here, and we can't spot who's who. We'll mention Josh Lamming one time from Evergreen, and then from now on, he's going to be number 90. Cordes, the ball carrier, and he's still going and going, just like the Energizer Bunny, making it first down. About the 27-yard line. The announcer below me says there's about a game of 15 on the play, at least that.
How many men on there?
Really?
I think they got a lot of men on the defensive line.
Defensive line, for those of you at home, maybe you want to count. Of course, you can't see them on your screen, but we see.
On the defensive line, they've been varying between 3 and 6 to 7 men. Maybe they see something that we don't up here.
That's Atkinson, the ball carrier. He's determined he's going to get down there. They had him a couple of times, and he does this little dance and jive and spins around, makes it down inside the 10-yard line.
Beneath us here, a bunch of Evergreen fans were yelling that he was out of bounds over there. I don't know how they could see it.
Why, we're closer than they are, and he obviously wasn't out of bounds. No, Seth, they had Seth a few yards back there, and he says, no, I'm going to go a little farther before I hear this whistle. So what have we got? We got first and goal now for Liberty Center. The ball inside the 10 on about what appears to be about the 8-yard line. Cordes coming around the other way inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. Coming in right off the tackle on the left side. They've done a nice job running that ball all the way down. It always comes to that tough call, Dan. Who gets to make the actual effort to put that thing in there? Actually, each one is, of course, but in this play just might do it.
Well, one thing Coach Winger tells you is if you get the ball and you start running, don't get brought down within the 5 because most likely you're not going to be the one to put it in.
I never knew that. That's neat. If you get inside the 5 and don't make it, you don't get a second chance. Not so. Cordes gets to try again, but unfortunately doesn't get to move very far.
Sometimes that statement motivates you, and sometimes it's not true.
They gave Cordes a second chance. He looks a little disgusted now coming back. The refs were a little kind there. They gave him a few more yards. They kind of slammed him back a little bit. So it looks like the ball's on about the 2-yard line. I wonder if they'll give it to Mr. Cordes again. He's worked hard. Liberty Center fans on the other side screaming, "We want a touchdown." Cordes again, he does it right this time, puts it in the end zone for another 6 points. That was Matt Cordes with about a 2-yard gain, making the score now Liberty Center 14, Evergreen nothing. With what we think is 5 minutes, 7 seconds left on the clock. Now we'll do one of those fancy conversion plays. Dan, what do you think?
Well, right here we might go for a regular kick, but you never know. Well, it doesn't look like it.
No, nothing irregular about this formation. They're all over the place. I always enjoy watching Evergreen, the opposing team look back and forth. What in the world do we do with this? Here we go. Oh, I got part of that. It was Smith, but I'm afraid they took a little too long on that, and Evergreen said that's enough. Number 54 comes up with the tackle on that.
They weren't messing around this time. The Vikings saw where the ball went and got to it and didn't want to allow another 2-point conversion against them.
That looked a lot like the last one. Maybe they figured it out. I know I never would have. So with the score, Liberty Center 14, Evergreen nothing. We still have 5 minutes, 7 seconds left in the game. This is NCTV Channel 5, Napoleon Community Television. If you'd like to help fund this program, just contact Bob Shaddy. You know where he lives and you know his phone number. All right, families like Tom and Cindy Overmeyer have sponsored that. Proud parents of son Scott. And various other families we'll be mentioning through the night, helping you get NCTV Channel 5. Terry, Mary Lou, and Lou Ann Bowers also help funding. So the ball's now on around the 37-yard line for Evergreen. It's getting kind of dark up here. We're not going to be able to read off numbers nearly as well. I'm kind of surprised how dark it is up here in the press box. You have to literally stand with the clipboard held in the right direction. But that's okay. We're tough. We'll do anything to bring you this coverage of Liberty Center versus Evergreen Vikings.
Well, Mike, the wind is picking up here just a little bit. And as we looked here to the concession stand behind us, a lot of people were in line to get some hot chocolate, it looks like.
There's quite a line there already. Oh, back to the action. One's going to keep the ball for a while. And he says, no, I think I'll just go out of bounds and get some hot chocolate myself. Zider there, I see.
Ziegler also in there, and also Silvis.
Oh, and Ziegler, okay. My eyes must be freezing too. Second and about 5. It did get a little chillier. And the scoreboard's doing some really weird things now. We have a backwards L. We think there's about 4 minutes. A little motion on Liberty's line, but not far enough to go over the line. Some poor Evergreen soul runs right into a wall of white.
Vikings picked up about 2 yards on the play, bringing up probably third down and about 3.
For entertainment, it's kind of fun to watch that clock. It's making all sorts of hieroglyphics, but we still think there's 4 minutes, 35 seconds left.
Right now, Mike, it kind of looks like it says 44 minutes.
It does. 44 minutes, 27 seconds. It's a long game here at Evergreen Stadium. So we got third down, 2 yards. Yes, we're getting cold and delirious now. Quarterback keeper, he made about a yard. Then they decided to carry him back. Evergreen fans are kind of upset with that. They didn't let go of him quite soon enough. I don't think they hurt him much. It looked more like a carry than an actual hit. But he did make a little gain on it, and it's going to be pretty difficult to determine whether or not he had the first down.
Well, the referees usually like to see if the legs are moving. They want to try and give them as much chance as possible to gain their yardage. But if they're not moving forward, then I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, that's all right. The Evergreen people were a little upset. They didn't think the defense let go there. According to the ref, there's about, what is that, 4 or 5 inches? That's a pretty, about 8 centimeters, I've been told by Mr. Atkinson. Those of you at home, get your calculators. And so we have 3 minutes, 56 seconds, or 13 minutes, 56 seconds, depending on how much you like being up here.
This is where Liberty usually rises to the occasion on that 4th and 1 area. And it looks to be they held. And it's going to be first down for Liberty, but they'll probably measure.
Refs are really slow on that whistle, in this man's personal opinion. We got some Evergreen guys saying, that's it, that's it. I don't know how he can tell from there. From this angle, folks, it doesn't look like it, but we'll see what the men in stripes say. They say, I'll bet we'll measure it anyway. Yeah, they're going to play it safe. Evergreen crowd's yelling at them, thinking they made it.
Well, they made it this time with that spot.
They might be about the nose of the ball short. Well, another opinion says might be a nose past it.
And that's a first down for the Evergreen Vikings.
That was a really horrible spot by the officials right here. The man in the white hat, which is the head umpire, he'd been letting his assistants help him out, and they made the official spot there. He thought it was back a little bit.
Perhaps we can give some yardage to the officials in the final stats. Well, that makes it first and down. No point in crying about it now. On Evergreen's 47-yard line. Closer to the 48, I suppose. Looks like a pass to me. And an interception by Seth Axon, number 2. Excuse me, no, that's Zeider. My spotter told me that is Zeider. Ryan Zeider, another sophomore.
And as history proves, Liberty Center always scores a defensive touchdown against the Vikings, and this year is no different.
That was Ryan Zeider. Someone yelled Seth in my ear and said, yeah, that's it. That's Ryan Zeider. That's the same. They're cut from the same cloth, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what's going on. It's once again those proud sophomore guys that are doing some impressive job here tonight. That was a gain of, I don't know, Dan, what would that be? Almost 46, 47, well, it'd be 48 yards, depending on where he caught the ball. So we're going to do a conversion now. Looks like they're going to do something normal. They may actually kick it, Dan.
Yeah, Coach Lawrence figured we had enough tricks. Let's just kick and get the points on the board.
And they kicked into the wind, which is it's a little tricky here. There's kind of a wind coming across, so that makes it 2 more points at Liberty Center 20, Evergreen nothing, with 3 minutes 21. Oh, excuse me. The cameraman saying, what's wrong with you? Can't you add? Well, on the scoreboard when I was talking, it was 20, but now the kick makes it, of course, 21. Yes, I'll get some coffee at half, and I'm sure I'll do much better. Yeah, you people in the living room, you can just yuck it up. You're nice and warm sitting there watching this while we're up here just stepping back and forth to feel circulation in our feet. So with 3 minutes, 1 second left in the second quarter, Liberty Center 21, Evergreen zip. As we pan the sidelines now, some rather happy Liberty Center crowd. I don't know if they're going to count or not for us tonight. Be kind of neat to hear what it sounds like coming from the other side, their famous Liberty Center count. There's that wonderful pole. Pan back there, Tom. Catch that pole. At Liberty Center Stadium, we don't have that problem anymore. We finally got rid of that, thanks to the Liberty Center athletic boosters and various members of the community. So Liberty Center will kick once more. Kick by Mr. Jurasics. Nice kick for the breeze it's going into. Caught at about the 24-yard line. Ball's down to about the 36. Making it, of course, 1st and 10 for Evergreen. Breeze has died down a little bit, Dan. We may not freeze to death after all.
Yeah, hopefully not, Mike.
Starts to get cold, you run out of things to say, and it's in between plays. Why don't you people there at home just relax and watch the videotape, and if anything happens, we'll let you know.
And if any of us freeze to death, well, then we won't be bringing you the homecoming game next week.
A pitch out to number 30. He almost dropped it, but kept it. Nice hit. We heard all the way up from here. Chris Baum is 11 Lance Kern. Jesse Smith. I think Jesse Smith had a piece of that. I haven't got the numbers matched with the guys yet, but I believe Jesse Smith had that. Yeah, I know what you're thinking at home. You're thinking, my gosh, if they're messing up now, what are they going to do when it gets really cold? Because it's really not that bad up here. It's just a different environment. We're used to that nice new press box, and this is the first time we've been thrown out in the elements. Second down and about 5. Off tackle play, and the defensive line says not tonight, and they stop right there. Making it 3rd and 5, and according to the man with the stick back there, they lost about a foot or two on that play.
Well, Mike, hopefully as it gets colder, we get to play in bigger stadiums, such as over at Wauseon and over at Archbold. And they have bigger press boxes, so we won't be standing on top of press boxes to tape.
I don't know. They may let us in, they may not. But this is a nice view from up here. And the air is certainly fresh. Farm fresh, I've been told. Nice one-man tackle by Mr. Baum there, 58. Did a real nice job. Not much of a gain. Awful lot of running for what appears to be a measly yard. Making it 4th. They're just kind of wiggling this stick around. They're finally going to put it down. 4th and about 4. Looks like they're going to try to punt it and get it out of there. Number 7 back to punt, and that's going to be his name tonight, number 7.
Sam Smith back to receive for the Tigers.
Sam does have a name. Oh, kind of risky. That ball's going to bounce a while. Sam Smith picks it up, tries to do a little dance. If he stayed in bounds, he made an impressive gain there because they almost had him about 5-6 yards back.
The officials are saying he was out at about the 25, and it looked to me about the 28. Let's see where they'll spot it at.
There's 1 minute, 14 seconds left in the game, or left in the half, excuse me. Okay, not 11 minutes.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Tigers on their own 26-yard line.
Cordes with the ball.
No,
Gain of,
Smith.
was it Smith?
Yes.
Number 32? No, we got an argument up here. One says Smith, one says Cordes.
Well, they're 32 and 33. It's tough to
They're only
tell.
off by 1 number, and we're a little ways away. Cameraman says Cordes. What does it matter? It's now 2nd and 5. Now that's Cordes with the ball. Nice gain on that 1st down. Ball's down about 37, 38-yard line. Is that a pass signal by our cameraman?
Yeah.
Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah. Our cameraman is saying that we think we should pass this situation and score 1 more before the half.
And for those of you, and there's the pass. They listen to the cameraman. Sam Smith, what looks like a face mask from this guy's angle, and the ref says no. And no one else seems to be noticed that also. Putting the ball down now at the 45-yard line, Liberty Center.
That looks like it's something that they teach to wrap high around the shoulder pads and the face mask, because a lot of them have done that.
The pass again.
Little screen over the middle to Atkinson. Atkinson's going again. No, this is his first one.
Touchdown by Seth Atkinson, another sophomore, number 2. I think he caught that ball right about the 50, I suppose. I don't know what the statisticians will give him.
It looks to be About 55, 56 yards.
We'll give him 55, 56 yards for Mr. Atkinson. So that puts the 2-point conversion on the board again, and then we'll all place our bets to see what they'll do this time. It looks like they're forming up for a normal kick. The breeze is down. That would seem to be a wise thing to do. With the score now 27 for Liberty Center.
Zader to hold, Jurasics to make the kick here. Ball is down, it's blocked by number 7.
Number 7, that's his name. First name number, last name 7.
Bad snap or a bad hold.
Bad snap, bad hold or something. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Dan because I'm going to go down and announce for the Liberty Center Tigers. Liberty Center Tiger Marching Band will be coming on the field pretty soon with a score of 27-zip for Liberty Center with only 21 seconds remaining in the first half. Right below.
Liberty to kick off here. Score is Liberty Center 27, Evergreen 0 with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Caught about the 18-yard line, number 32, and Beeman brings him down at about the 26-yard line with 15 seconds to play here in the first half. That was a nice tackle by Beeman, according to everybody up here in the booth. Updating area scores, the halftime score over at Swanton is Swanton 6, Wauseon 0. The Viking offense comes up to the ball. Damon, the ball carrier, brought down by Kern and possibly Perry, but mostly Kern. And that's the end of the first half. The score, Liberty Center 27 and the home Vikings 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting for your halftime entertainment tonight, the 1996 version of the Liberty Center Tiger Marching Band. The band is led onto the field by twirler Heather Huffman and senior band captain Katie Zeider. Tiger Band is under the direction of Larry Line and assisted by Mr. Nathan Hessen.
that's contributed on this, and hopefully we'll.
Halftime stats for the Tigers. We have 190 yards total rushing, including the leader in rushing, number 32, Matt Cordes, with 127 yards rushing, including that big 72-yard run for TD in the second period. The defense has many stats, including the biggest one of all, 0 points. And turn over to Mike now for a couple other halftime statistics.
Well, obviously Dan did his homework and found out some of the stats. I found a halftime stat as well. There's Rick Miller there cruising around. Rick Miller's been one of the contributors to NCTV Channel 5, and if you're interested, contact Bob Shaddy. No, Dan, my halftime stat is someone told me they're almost out of coffee and hot chocolate down there in the concession stand, which is a very serious number indeed. 0 in coffee. That's right, that's what I hear. People up here in the press box are going, what? We're out of coffee and hot chocolate? Yes, that's what they tell me. And the crowd down there at the concession stand is looking a little angry as those little workers are scurrying around trying to make these people happy. We got plenty of pop, they tell them. That isn't going to be, bring your own beverages to the next game and going away. Bring your own thermos, indeed. So we're panning some more Liberty Center people. We'll try to get some of our spotters to give you an idea of who we're looking at. If you notice, ladies and gentlemen, they're a little more bundled up. We are just not quite used to this, but it's not really that cold, is it, Dan? What do you suppose it is? 50? It's probably not below 50, is it?
It might be about 47, 48.
47, 48. Well, there's Rhonda Miller there, they're pointing out there in the white coat. Mr. Zeider up there, Norm Zeider and company there behind him. Zeider's also been quite a contributor to that press box. I'm just throwing that in my own opinion there. And quite a few of the people you see down there, or see there on your screen. The Dave Silvis there in the center, they've been contributors. A lot of those people over there worked really hard to get Liberty Center's press box. Liberty Center's press box, that's the one without the pole in the middle. And they have windows that actually close. Now there's an exciting shot. Several young men and women visiting and sharing what looks to be hot chocolate, but I doubt it.
John Brink. He helped play a lot of block.
There's Mr. Brink, who did quite a few blocking there. And as they say, they had trouble keeping up with that man laying block, because the guy really knows how to put it together. And once again, for those of you that haven't seen that press box, you ought to make it a point to go over there and visit it, because it is a wonder to behold. Is that indeed? That is John Kusher, one of the famous faculty members, and Mr. Hillscamp there. Two indeed outstanding faculty members of Liberty Center High School. They're enjoying the game, sharing their knowledge. What do you suppose they're talking about, Tom? Literary geography is what I've been told. They're probably wondering, how can a concession stand run out of coffee and hot chocolate? It's only halftime, Dan.
Yeah, it's an important thing. We picked up one other halftime score over at Brian Golden Bear Stadium. The score is Delta 14, Bryan 6.
Ooh, there's quite a few people milling about. Boy, you can tell the weather's a little different. You see some coats out there and hoods up.
Playing football over there.
Yeah, and there's people dreaming to be on the big field with the big guys. We're not sure who that is, but his heart is certainly in it. Those of you at home, you're probably noticing all sorts of people there. As you can tell, folks, we are desperate for entertainment. Jeff Huff there. For those, there's Ron Hoover, right? We're looking at a screen, people, that measures about 5 inches across. For those of you going, my gosh, can't they recognize those people? There's Ruth Ann Cordes down there taking in the game, trying to keep warm. Again, Ron Hoover off to the side. Ken Sambola. I can't quite make out the rest of them. Bob Cordes in there. Jeff Huff, we mentioned. A stranger just walks by the screen. Yes, this is true entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're making fun of us trying to name this off, you're sitting here watching it at NCTV Channel 5, Napoleon Community Television. Once again, funding for tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the very generous families of Tom and Cindy Overmeyer, and Bob and Julie Shaddy, and Terry, Mary Lou, and Mary Ann Bauer, or Lou Ann, Lou Ann Bowers, and also by all those kind folks that we mentioned on the monitor earlier. And if you don't understand how this works, any contributors to this program, the money stays right with the Liberty Center Athletic Boosters. Doesn't go to NC Channel 5. They're doing it out of a community service project for public broadcasting. They don't need to receive any money for it. All stays in the Liberty Center. So if you're interested in funding, especially those people who we mentioned for free, contact Bob Shaddy as far as mentioning any sort of funding that you'd like to contribute. And now I believe Dan's got some more halftime scores for us.
Other halftime scores around the area. We have Archibald 7, Rossford 0, and also at halftime, Patrick Henry 8, Montpelier 6.
So here's a kick for Evergreen. Oh, a sloppy one indeed, bouncing all over the floor. Picked up by Sam Smith, who's going to carry it all the way to the other end of the field. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the way to open up a game. I would give that about 75, almost an 80-yard, maybe 75-yard gain. The way the guys are standing down there with their clipboards, it's about 75-yard runner. Touchdown for Mr. Sam Smith, making the score now 33 for Liberty Center.
I'm hearing 78 down in the press box.
They're yelling 78 down there. We'll give it to the pros. 78-yard gain then. 78-yard run back. You don't see that every day. So now we're going to the extra point kick / whatever. Looks like it's going to be the regular kick, which would probably be the winds picked up. We'll see.
I would think at this point we should be at 35 points, so they might go for 2, and I was wrong. But the extra point is good. That's
okay.
All that matters.
It's all right, Dan. You're wrong a lot less than I am. So now we're at 34-0 for Liberty Center Tigers. With a pretty good win there, as you can tell by the flag, and a rather unusual clock. It's been quite an evening so far. With only 11 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the third quarter, which means we didn't have much of a clock tick off. We've increased the score by 7 more points.
Jurassics to kick for the Tigers. Numbers 9, 30, and 27 deep for the Vikings. Number 9, which we're not sure who it is, picks up the ball, and he's out to about the 35-yard line. And we're going to turn over to Mike, who's going to tell us about some future sporting events.
Well, since I understand this is going to be broadcast on a Monday night, you might be interested, of course. Liberty Center Varsity football will be playing Delta. It's, of course, their homecoming next Friday. Junior varsity will be coming here to Evergreen. Yes, indeed. The JV is at home, and the freshmen will be away. They'll be here at Evergreen. But JV will be home at Evergreen on the 16th. That game is at 4:30. 7th and 8th grade football, they've got a game coming up on the 19th, and 8th grade will be away at Wauseon on the 19th. That's 8th grade away at Wauseon. And 7th grade will be home on the 19th football.
I hate to interrupt you there, Mike, but Kenzie Kern was on the tackle on that play as you were reading those future events off.
As I wasn't paying attention. Is that what you're saying, Dan? All right, it's second down and what, 8? Was I asleep long, Dan?
No. And number 20 was the ball carrier, and that's pretty much everybody's name. Everybody's first name is number, and their last name is whatever you see on the back of their jersey there.
And again, it's too windy up here to mess with it, but we'll mention off some other schedules. The volleyball's got some things coming up also on the 12th. They'll be going off to Napoleon, we understand. Says here games at 6. That may change. And then on the 14th, they play Fayette and Woodward, and that's at home at noon on the 14th. Which would be over by now. Sorry. A little movement there on the line. Nick Miller comes all the way through and says hi to the quarterback. Hey, how you doing? We're not sure who's going to get the blame on that one, Dan.
I'm not sure. Let's see what the official says.
Looks like Evergreen.
One of the Vikings will. One thing I noticed there was during what was supposed to be the play there, number 11, Terry Smallman, was warming up at quarterback for the Vikings over here on the home sideline.
Ooh, Maybe they'll change their players. So we got third and a little over 10 yards to go for the Vikings. Going to go back for a deep pass. White all around him. Looks like a screen. A screen that's working. Almost a first down. I don't know if they'll count that roll or not.
He's about a yard short, brought down by Ziegler.
There's a flag on the play. Clipping against the Vikings. Ouch. That's going to take them back a little ways. Like I say, the volleyball game, the 14th, that'll be over by the time you're listening to this. On the 16th, they'll be at home with Holgate. And then again, volleyball on the 24th, they'll be traveling over to Swanton. Cross country's got a match, Wauseon at Archbold. That'll be, of course, at Archbold on the 17th of September. Freshman volleyball, 19th, they'll be traveling away to Defiance. Well, I even got junior high cross country here. There's, according to here, on the 21st of September, they'll be going to Cardinal Stretch. Good luck to them.
The Tigers took the penalty, and it'll bring up 3rd and 18.
3rd and 18 for the Vikings.
A little draw play there by the Vikings, and number 58, Chris Baum, and number 16, Nick Miller. Also, Andy Silvis in on the tackle for the Tigers.
Once again, a little reminder, next week is indeed homecoming. We'd like to congratulate freshman attendant Donette Kern, sophomore attendant Tina Meeks, junior attendant Tara Strock, and senior attendant Christy Selesky. And our queen for the homecoming is Kim Wyrock. What are you looking at? Did I mess up something?
No?
I thought it was Selesky. Well, if I mispronounce your name, Chrissy, I humbly apologize. Oh, there's a fumble. Sam Smith says, I had that ball. You can see it on his lips. And they say, no, we're going to give it to Evergreen. Sam's a little disgusted. First and 10 for the Vikings. Number 27, that's his last name, 27. Makes a gain of about 6 yards there.
Actually, we know his last name. That's Mr. Damon on a little draw play.
That's right. That is the, what is it, the cousin?
The nephew of, of Mr. Max Fetterman.
Mr. Max Fetterman, mayor of Liberty Center. I'm sure Mr. Fetterman's quite proud of his nephew. Also, if you're looking in the papers, you'll see various pictures of the class officers, including president of the senior class, Brock Upel, vice president Melissa Jakeway and Megan Wright, treasurer Angie Vorick, and secretary Kim Wyrock, and historian Emily Hamlin. Oh, I missed that play. What happened, Dan? I was reading my names.
Damon was the ball carrier, and he was brought down by Ryan Zeider.
We're getting some sprinkles now, and that could mean trouble for those of you at home because our cameraman gets a little nervous when water starts to come out of the air. So if we get too much moisture, this program will end real quick since all of the equipment that our cameraman is using indeed belongs to him. So we'll broadcast as long as we dare, and if we're cut off, we hope you enjoyed NCTV Channel 5 Napoleon Community Television. We're 3rd down and 5 for the Vikings. Good rush on the passer there, and my tongue's getting cold. We're down to the 25-yard line. Dan, take over here.
Vorworth put good pressure on Brooks Miller, the quarterback for Evergreen, but the thing that was bad there for the Tigers was the Vikings completed the pass and gained a first down.
But I'm sure for a moment there the quarterback was starting to sweat. Greg Vorix is a big guy, and he was coming at him pretty mean and fast. So we're 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line for Liberty Center. The sprinkling has stopped, and so the cameraman's a little relieved. Damon again with the ball. About 3 yards on the play, making 2nd and 7. Timeout. By the way, the ref's waving there. Scott Sharp on the tackle. He was in on the tackle. Well, we'll say Scott Sharp had a piece of that tackle. Congratulations, Scott.
Yeah, I'm getting a little tongue-tied myself now, Mike. Illegal procedure on the Vikings.
Yes, you're sitting there in the living room saying, what's wrong with them? We're just not used to these weather conditions. We've been spoiled by the Liberty Center press box, but we'll adapt. Illegal procedure. I almost didn't get it off myself. So the Vikings will have to be, what, 1st and 15 now on the 30-yard line.
I think that the fact that we're tongue-tied has something to do with the fact that on Wednesday it was 80 and today it's didn't get any higher than 63.
Little motion on the line there, Liberty Center, but not enough to go over the line. 30 with the ball, surrounded by white shirts everywhere, and I would credit that with number 32, Matt Cordes, since he's the one around the feet area, and they're usually the one that trips him up, and also Derek Ziegler on the tackle, I've been told.
I tell you what I find interesting, Mike, is the fact that every time a Viking gets into the open field, all the fans beneath us start cheering, thinking that they could be the ones to make the first score against this Tiger defense.
And the white shirts come in from all around and puts a stop to them. But we'll see where we're at now with 25. One goes back to pass. Broken up by Greg Vorick, I believe, got a piece of that. I could be wrong, but it looks like that's a pretty tall guy, and he blocked out the pass for him. So that'll make it 4th and about 11 to go. Oh, excuse me, 3rd and 10, I've been told quickly. I'm trying to get this game to end a little sooner than possible.
Well, we have 6:06 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
It's not 16:06?
Or is that a U?
It looks like a U now. It's like U606. Yes, we're getting delirious up here. It must be the altitude. Oh, one's going way back to pass. Vorick says, I almost had you that time too. Screen pass that worked. And touchdown by number 27, which I believe is that Damon guy, which gives the Evergreen Vikings 6 points on the board.
And most importantly, they are the first team this year to score against the Tiger defense.
When the screen works, it works well, and that screen worked.
These fans got really excited when the player caught that little screen pass, and away he went for the touchdown. And these fans got a real treat as they were the first ones to score on the Tigers.
That's a nice victory bell. Liberty Center ought to look into that. You know, that little. Liberty Center's already spent enough money. People are nodding at me. He said, why would you want to get a bell too? But, so they're going to try the extra point. I'd like to think they'll run it and try for 2. Who knows what they'll try?
They're trying to pull a little bit out of Liberty Center's playbook right here. Miller back to pass, and he was tackled by Lance Kern. Hard tackle back there by Kern and Vorwerk, and it was an incomplete pass. The score is now Liberty Center 34, and for the first time this year, the opponent 6.
And there's that scoreboard, and you see what we're talking about. There's 5:55 in the 3rd quarter, not backwards L 5:55. Well, we're back to the action now with Evergreen kicking off, and their kick team, Dan, looks a little different to me.
This could be what some teams refer to as their hands team, which is a smaller kickoff team with the best hands to get an onside kick, but they did not use an onside kick.
All the way back there anyway.
It's out of bounds, and we'll have a penalty flag, and they'll kick it from 5 yards further back.
So we think that was indeed a different kick team, making it look like they're going to do something onside, and they're still doing something on the sidelines we don't quite understand. But for me, that's nothing unusual.
We've been told that that could be a trick on Evergreen's part to kick it out of bounds on purpose and then set up an onside kick right here. So hopefully the front 5 here of the Tigers, which consists of Chris Bum, Derek Ziegler, Jason Fry, Chad Beeman, and Joel Meyer, I believe, in the middle there, they should be leery of that onside kick.
There's something funny going on. You can feel the tension all over the place, so we'll see where that ball goes. We go for the second kick. The ball now coming off course on the 35-yard line. Got a feeling that ball isn't going to go very far. Oh, it went farther than I thought it would go. Picked up by Sam Smith. He let it lay there for a while, but he got a couple yards on it, taking it about the 27-yard line for Liberty Center. So it'll be first down and 10 for Liberty Center. 5:47 remaining in the third quarter.
I think Smith may have thought about handing it off there and then saw the Evergreen defenders and decided it was better to just keep it himself.
That would look really bad to lose the ball at that point. Sam again with the ball, sweeping around the right side. Gain of about 4 or 5 yards. Flag thrown. Mr. Jurasic's, the ref's looking right at him, and Jurasic's is looking back. I don't know what that was all about, but we'll get something in a minute.
I'm not sure what they saw either.
Ooh.
Clipping against the Tigers.
A costly penalty. Congratulations to the junior class officers, Secretary Michelle Matheny, Treasurer Gina Hoover, Vice Presidents Tiffany Bullock and Pam Wickhouse, and President Jessica Connor. Read that in the paper today. Hope all of you officers have a nice season. Big long walk backwards now, making it first and what looks like from here forever. First and 20 maybe, 21. Liberty Center now sitting all the way back on the 15-yard line. Slight gain on the play. Anybody have a clue who carried that one?
Cordes was the ball carrier. It
He
was
was
kind
the
of
last one to get up, huh?
no, he was going up the middle there, and it was tough to see who had the ball, but we finally got our spotter to tell us it was number 32, Matt Cordes.
That's at 77 for Evergreen. He blocks out an awful lot of play from this angle, if you notice. He hides 2 or 3 players all by himself. Smith! No! Well, they did Lance Kern with the ball. I was watching Sam Smith on that side, and Sam was acting so much like he had the ball, he had me convinced.
It was another one of the big fakes that is necessary for this offense that the Liberty Center Tigers runs to work. The fakes are key to winning ball games.
Well, my apologies to Mr. Kern. I was sure Smith had it. The way he was running, he was going for gold. Third and about 11.
Kyle DeVilbus, number 77, with the block there of the pass. I'm not sure who that was intended for, and the Tigers are going to punt with 4th and 11 here. To update area score with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, the score is Swanton 9, Wauseon 0.
So Jurasic's back to punt. A little high. Not a bad punt considering the wind. All right, so we got first down and 10, of course, for Evergreen on the 47. For those of you who got the video cameras there running and you're recording this, you got to play this back. On that last offensive play, I watched number 50, Jason Fry, handle big 77. They're moving 77 from Evergreen all over the place. They had him in the center, and it was kind of amusing watching Jason handle him quite well, as a matter of fact, keeping him in position. The whole front line should be congratulated on their pretty good job so far tonight.
Damon the ball carrier, he could go again, but no, he's brought down by number 11, Jesse Smith.
So now that's far enough. Now Damon's pretty impressive ball carrier once he gets out in the open. Van Gutten here on left end. Keeping him closed up, keeping his eyes out for Damon coming around again.
A long count here by the Vikings. And there's a handoff to number 27, Damon, brought down by Kenzie Kern and Andy Silvis.
Game of about a yard according to the guys with the chains. Pretty generous. Making it 2nd and 9. So here we come on 2nd and 9 for Evergreen on the Liberty Center 40-yard line. Damon again on a draw. Impressive. Several guys had him there, and he still keeps going. Not quite for the first down, but he did make it to the 35.
The draw seems to be very successful here for the Vikings. They took a page out of Montpelier's playbook, as Montpelier used that play to beat us the last couple of years, and they figured if it works for Montpelier, I'm sure it will work for us.
So we're 3rd and 4 for the Vikings, sitting on Liberty Center's 35-yard line. Pitch out. Whoa, not very far on that one either. Maybe a yard gain on the play. Lots of white shirts taking the pursuit angle on that one.
He was hammered by number 59, Greg Vorwerk.
And Chris Baum.
Baum was also credited with some assistance on the tackle.
Oh, okay, yeah. We're getting cold up here. We knew Vorek was in on there. Damon with the ball, but he hits the wall. Little loss on the play, but I imagine they'll spot it again. So that should make it 1st and 10 for Liberty Center. New jerseys in defense? No.
Well, the Tiger defense right there, just about all of them were in there to make that play.
A whole wall of Liberty Center jerseys. Feeling little dribbles again coming out of the sky. Our cameraman once again is getting a little nervous. We'll try to broadcast as long as we dare, but if it gets too wet, NCTV Channel 5 will have to shut down for safety concerns. Smith with the ball. Slight gain on the play. Maybe a yard or two.
The men down in the press box say he got 2 out of it.
We could say they have a better angle, but they're right below us, aren't they, Dan? So we don't have much of an excuse other than the wind is in our face. Charlie Kruger is the center down there, number 71. He now gets a piece of number 77 across from him. And it pretty much made a nice gain on there thanks to the front line, making it a 1st down. Kenzie Kern with the ball.
The wind's starting to pick up a little bit up here,
I noticed that.
which makes things very cold. The referee made some comments there to Nick Miller, probably about talking with after the play.
Kenzie Kern again with the ball, making what appears from this angle as a 1st down. Nice gain on that. They're going to look at it and go, let's see. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're just going to leave her set there, Dan, and say, no, that's not a 1st down. So we got 2nd and a smidge. The refs say, no, wait, we're going to do something. We're at the end of the 3rd quarter. Now we've got the clock set back, so it makes sense. So the score, Liberty Center 34, Evergreen 6. So we'll change directions here, and we'll be right back. Once again, we'll pan the sidelines. There's the Liberty Center cheerleaders. They're once again asking the community to get those sheets out for the homecoming game with Delta, with the various slogans. You know the Liberty Center tradition we're talking about. It's nice to see the Liberty Center cheerleaders have the warm-ups on. Effort to stay healthy. Although they work pretty hard over there themselves, they should keep pretty warm. Now we pan into the band. Liberty Center band tells me that when it gets this isn't bad for them until it starts getting really cold, and then those mouthpieces get mighty chilly. We're not really to the cold category yet.
No, it's just a little chilly.
We're just not used to it, that's all.
Yeah. One thing that some people at home may not know, if this is the first they've ever seen it, if this is the first they've ever seen of number 77, his uniform is not issued by Evergreen High School. It is issued by the Green Bay Packers.
Ryan Zeider with the ball. A little late shoving around there. Tensions are a little strained.
That should have been a late hit there by number 7 as he pushed Zeider way out of bounds, and the official just seemed to let that go. Kyle DeVilbus, number 77. All those clothes are from the Green Bay Packers.
Looks like a little loss on the play. I'm not sure who carried it. Kenzie Kern with the ball. I'm sure Kenzie felt that one. DeVilbus giving credit for that tackle. We're eavesdropping now on the spotter down below us. Second and 10 for the Tigers. On the Evergreen, about 37-yard line. Drosick to Sam Smith, sweeping around that left side. Does some real nice cuts. Brought down about 30-yard line game, about 8 yards.
Yeah, gain of about 8, maybe 9. Be short of the first down.
8.5.
Sounds good to me.
Third and 2.5. Ryan Zeider with the ball, making the first down. About the 22, 23-yard line. That's what I thought. They're clipping. I don't see a flag, though. But they're calling clip. Oh, I guess there's one way over there in the corner of the field. Okay, they kind of hid that flag on us. Clipping's called on Liberty Center. Is that the second one, Dan? Third one? How many clipping calls is that for Liberty?
That's about 3 or 4.
Ooh.
Which, really, that doesn't worry the coaching staff too much because of the style of offense we run. We teach a little bit of clipping by the guards and the tackles, and which is legal within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Oh, it's that famous gray area.
Yeah.
So we got third and 9 for the Tigers.
And they came up to the ball in a hurry. Maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they're going to go for a big play right here. Little toss to Zeider.
Zeider's still going. It looks like they had him about 4 yards back.
Yeah.
Pretty close to the first down. We saw him drop the stick.
Yeah, he was still going, and then big number 77 came over and fell on him, and that kind of ended that run.
Fourth down for the Tigers with barely a foot to go. 9:46 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cordes makes the first down and then some, taking the ball down to about the 21-yard line. Still over 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10. Kern with the ball. Doesn't look like a first down from here, but a nice gainer of about 8 yards.
That was a very strong run by Kenzie Kern, and he had some good blocking and almost got up there for the first down. He was just a little shy.
2nd and 2, they say, on the boards. You probably can't hear it there on your TV screen. We can hear the band doing their little cheers over in the Liberty Center side. Okay, 2nd and 2 for Liberty. Drossix drops it, picks it back up. No, excuse me, Ryan Zeider's got it, number 3. That was my mistake. Ryan Zeider drops it, picks it back up, and is able to get that ball back to just about where they started. I must have been dozing off. I didn't realize they switched quarterbacks on me. Ryan Zeider was QB on that play.
Speaking of quarterback switches, number 9 over here for the Vikings is taking some snaps from the, is that 5?
Yeah, that's a 5.
What did I say?
You said 9.
My mistake.
But that's only 2 for you. Do we have some new numbers on offense down there? Oh, we got to go to work now. You folks at home, you've noticed there's new numbers out there for Liberty Center, and this is when we McClure at wing back. It's Davis at end. It's pretty dark here, so we won't be able to read the numbers. We're just going to go by what they yell in my ear, and I'll tell you folks at home who's out there. Scott Sharp is out there. Now Drossix is on the ball, this time the quarterback. They keep switching on me. Whoa, he's hit right there. Tries to drive anyway. Very impressive drive by Kenzie Kern. He got hit. Most people would just fallen down and said that's all. Not Kenzie. He drives another 3 yards, making it 2nd and goal on about the 8-yard line.
Jason Coe in at center. We're trying to pick up the numbers as best as possible.
You people at home see the numbers. You know the ones that are out there. But we're looking here in the dark and the wind to see who's who. This is like a repeat from last week. We seem to have an excuse for everything. Atkinson with the ball. Makes about 3 yards on the play, making it about the 5-yard line, so it's 3rd and goal at the 5. It's always nice to see the new jerseys out there playing.
An update of the Swanton-Wauseon game. With 4.5 to play, the score is Swanton 9, Wauseon 0.
Kenzie Kern, oh, he wants it pretty bad. He got it to about the 2.5-yard line, making it 4th and 2.5.
Right here, it's 4th down. Lingern might send in the field goal team to try and get some points on the board, or maybe he has confidence in the offense. Looks like he has confidence in his offense to try and score a touchdown as he sent Drossix in with the play.
So we got 4th and goal. We're sitting on the Liberty Center Tigers are sitting about the 2.5, 3-yard line. Pitch out to Kenzie. He made a mistake there. He stopped. Green all over him. Evergreen's pretty excited about that. Big number 77 was pretty much standing there like a big tree. Poor Kenzie didn't have any place to go. So that makes it now 1st and 10 for Evergreen with still 5:46 remaining. And we theoretically will see some new shirts out here now too. Saw Tim Huff going out there, number 88. He's trying to get in the perfect position. Not much of a gain there. Ball looks like it's going to stay there on the 3-yard line. I'm not really sure who had it.
At this point, maybe what the Tiger defensive coaches have told their players here is you gave up the stat of having 0 points scored on you, but you haven't scored any safeties yet this year. Maybe they'll score a safety right here.
See Ryan Miller out there, number 24. Gain of about 5 yards. Ryan Miller looks like he's in on that tackle. Crozier. I'm not sure. We're trying to see if we've named everybody off that we see new there. Kane, 63. We're going to pass here. We got to check on that number. 27 with the ball. This could be dangerous.
Oh, and he got
incredible hit by Huff. And Baum. Is that Baum is down? 62.
62, Joel Meyer.
Joel Meyer. And Huff, incredible tackle. We heard that all the way up here. Made us shudder.
Huff, only a sophomore, came up and made probably one of the best hits of the night.
That was a nice hit.
Number 27, Damon, was really slow getting up after that hit.
See any more new jerseys out there?
Joel Myers being escorted off the field by trainers Al Wyrock and I'm not sure who the other trainer is.
Switched to a new one.
Kim Zemek.
Is that Eric Slee? Eric Slee, number 42, is down there. Yes, he's got white pants on, but it's still legal. It's okay, Eric. We're rooting for you. We're looking for other new shirts on the field. For a while there, I thought I saw Mr. Kane Myers, number 63. I don't know if he was actually out there or not. Might have stole a jersey from somebody, according to 63 out there. We go by the numbers. They're chasing him with the old pursuit angle. So who is 63?
63, I believe, is Brian Munns.
Brian Munns. Ah, there he is. I see him now. There's two.
Danny Sattler was also in on the tackle over there.
According to this roster, there's two 63s. I see it now. So I'm not going to take credit for that screw up.
Yeah, for that screw up, you can credit whoever printed the roster.
There's two 63s on here.
Ball Mike with 3:16 to play here in the fourth quarter. The fans are starting to file out of Viking Stadium here with the score 34-6 in favor of Liberty Center Tigers.
They're not buying coffee or hot chocolate. I know that for a fact.
We have a final score over at Swanton. The final score, the Bulldogs 9, the Wasion Indians 0.
Okay, we got 4th and 5. Looks like number 1's going to punt. For receiving for Liberty, we have 24, Ryan Zeider.
Miller.
Oh, is it? Ryan Miller, excuse me. Okay, it's in the shadows. And McClure.
Well, the Vikings are starting to run out of chances, and they're going to take a timeout and think about what kind of strategy they want to use here in the last 2:28.
Okay, so we got 1st and 10 for the Tigers with Ryan Zeider at quarterback now.
Van Gunten, the ball carrier, brought down by number 35. Weshy comes in and Joel Meyer goes out. Joel Meyer had a good game defensively for the Tigers with, I believe, about 5 or 6 tackles.
Troy Davis here I see now on the right end.
Mike McClure, the ball carrier. I just received a stat that I did not know. Over at Swanton, their field goal kicker, Tim Nelson, set an NWOL record with 3 consecutive field goals to win the game over there.
In the same game?
3 field goals in 1 game.
Scouts will be looking for him. Okay, we got 3rd down. I guess that would be how they got 9. Yeah, that's true. You could have got a touchdown and 1 field goal, even my feeble knowledge of math. Looks like a 1st down, but I missed it. I'm not sure who ran it. Anybody? Anybody? McClure, Mike McClure made that 1st down. Sorry, Mike, we missed that. But if you got a tape on it, play it back, watch it again. So we got 1st and 10 now on the Evergreen 40-yard line. Van Gunten, they had a shirt on him, but it wasn't quite enough. Maybe a 1st down, it's hard to tell. They threw the stick down. My spotters tell me it's a 1st down. And the refs agree with the spotters, saying yes, indeed. Take the sticks down the field.
It's 1st and 10 with 56 seconds to play. Tiger will probably just run maybe 1 or 2 more plays and then take a knee.
Cameraman seems to think the reserves ought to run it in. Let's see who's right. Experience is a powerful thing. 31 with the ball. Mike McClure again. Sorry, Mike, I'll get used to you if they keep giving it to you. Kind of ran into a field of green. Gained about 2.5 yards on, however.
Mike, with 23 seconds, 22, the clock's still ticking. I think Coach Winger is just going to have Zeider take a knee here and run out the clock.
Well, we'll see. Will they take a knee or try to run 1 more play here at Evergreen Field? They're going to run 1 more. And there it is.
Chris Van Gunten, the ball carrier, and he's in for
Van Gunten, the ball carrier. A little late tackle on that. That's
1
okay.
second to play, and Van Gunten made it into the end zone to make it Liberty Center 40 and Evergreen 6, and the extra point still to come.
What'd that be? Around 24-yard run, we think. I'm sure the stats guys will have a closer call on that. So nice job, Chris Van Gunten. Well, what do we do? A normal kick? We got the wind with the Tigers this time.
Well, looks like they're going to go for a 2-point conversion because they don't have an experienced kicker at the second team level.
Okay. Evergreen people might think that's kind of a cheap shot, but I see their point. No, Evergreen says, I don't think so. Ryan Zeider takes a walk backwards with a little help. So that's going to leave the score at Liberty Center 40 and Evergreen 6 with 1 second on the clock.
Pretty much all we have is the kickoff, and the only way that anything can really happen is if the Vikings would run back the kickoff to score.
1 second's all they got. They're putting new shirts all over the place now. Now this is a little weird. Okay. By the way some of the Evergreen people look, they'd never been out there before. They look fresh and a little confused. Liberty will be kicking with the wind. And it looks like we have a new kicker there. Scott Sharp. Scott Sharp's going to be kicking the ball for us tonight. And if Scott can get that thing up in the air, it'll go quite a ways because the wind is definitely with him. So here's this announcer's debut of seeing Scott Sharp on the kickoff. Not too bad. Lands it out to 25.
The clock has run out, and there's a tackle, and that's the game. Liberty Center 40 and Evergreen Vikings 6.
Once again, funding for this program, Liberty Center Athletic Boosters, and if you're interested in becoming a part of that, contact Bob Shaddy. Also, various families have contributed, and if you're interested in getting on that list, be sure to contact him as well. This has been NCTV Channel 5.
We're here with running back Matt Cordes and halfback Sam Smith. Together you guys had over 200 yards rushing at the halfway point of the game. Each of you had over 70 yards on one particular run. Matt, 130 yards at halftime. How did you feel about the offense tonight?
I thought we did great, and the offensive line were opening up the holes, and I was just hitting them. And we just did our job.
Sam, you had the one run for, I believe it was 68 or 70 yards to start the second quarter, or the second half, and then you guys just kept going from there. What was the big thing that you guys did at halftime to make things better?
We just talked about, we didn't talk much about offense, but we came out ready for the kickoff, and they told us that we had to run it back, and there's a hole. I mean, we could have ran a truck through that, and it was nice.
Okay, fellas, thank you, and good luck next week against Delta.
Thanks.
Okay, we're here with the freshman coach, Rob Myers. They played Montpelier Locomotives last Monday night, and they won 19-6. Coach, how did you feel about your guys' offensive and defensive efforts?
We've got some work to do. There's no doubt about it. I think we played well in the first couple of drives, and then we sort of let down a little bit. And coming out in the start of the third quarter, we played well again, and then we sort of left down and let them back into the ball game. We made a couple of mistakes that really shouldn't have happened, but we got some work to do, and we'll bounce back. And kids keep working hard. We'll do all right.
Are there any major standouts that you can think of on the freshman team this year?
Chad Collins had a real nice game running the ball Monday, and he keeps running hard. He'll do a nice job for us.
Okay, Coach, who do you guys have next week?
We play Evergreen at Evergreen on Monday night, and that'll be a 4:30 game.
Okay. Do you think Evergreen's going to give you any trouble?
They're not too bad. They're not too bad. They gave the kids a pretty good game last year, and I look for them to come out and really play well against us over here at Evergreen.
Okay, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Now I heard 24-13 in the third quarter.
I asked Mr. Gunther as I walked in here, and he said
Yeah. Hey, you want to?
about after your defensive backs this evening. We're here with the defensive backs coach, Terry Miller. Coach Miller, your backs had 2 or 3 interceptions tonight and quite a few tackles. How did you feel about their effort?
Well, they're all pretty young. Each game they're getting a little better. We've missed a few assignments. We have to keep working on that. But overall, we've been pretty pleased with the progress that they've made.
You had one defensive touchdown by Ryan Zeiter on an interception. I'm sure you guys had to be happy with that, being that he's only a sophomore.
Well, we were pretty happy with it, except Ryan was covering the wrong man, but we'll take that, I guess. He kind of missed an assignment, but he made a great play on the ball, and he showed great instinct, for a sophomore on a play like that.
One defensive back error led to your defense is giving up its first score of the season here in the third quarter. Do you think that was a missed assignment?